Hello and welcome to the finale of our Season 2 adventure. We are fighting our Elite Necro raid. You're probably wondering why this is so hard or why people are probably still doing this. It's because of the new changes that you're going to have to experience on the Elite raid, because there is some cool, obviously, elite hardness in this raid that you guys know of. But the cool thing is with the Season 2 adventure, as you guys should know, in the Behemoth, you're going to be able to see the actual Season 2. So while Dark Benediction is active, the Necro Giant heals 1% of its maximum HP every second. So that is on the agenda today. We are here with our Syndron. So let's go quickly into our build and today's video. Hello, yes, smash a like and subscribe quickly to the channel for more daily videos of me, MrSneakyy from Call of Dragons. And guess what? We are doing the Elite Raid. And we're running Syndron Freygar. This is the basically choice, as you can imagine. We have a 501 rapid firing Syndron, but with a really heavily stacked Freygar. So hopefully we can get some absolute monstrous damage off. And if you're wondering, we're rocking our Shadow Blades here. It's because our highest level damage artifact with a level 4, meaning we're doing an extra 4% damage increase. And we're even going to be testing out today the new Night Rock that we've been crafting. So that's everything we're going to be rocking, guys. That is going to be my march in this raid. Here it is, prepared and ready to go. So with all of that, let's get into today's Elite Raid. And welcome to the gameplay section, which you've all been waiting for. And in here, we're going to be learning everything in this raid, even down to my positioning right here, where you guys want to be started out in, because you're going to see it in this gameplay section. We've got 2 clips to work from. So this is a failure just prior to the one that I participated afterwards, where we get the victory. But you're going to see a lot of the mechanics involved in the Necro Giant, and you're going to see some really clean movement on my behalf on what you guys are going to be wanting to do. So right here now, you can see my troops are moving into range to hit this target. If you're wondering how we've got our setup, all of this is tier 4, and up here is actually the tier 5 units. We're actually letting the tier 5 archers tank, which sounds a bit crazy, I know, but this is the way we figured out how to do this. We only run 1 tank, and the 1 tank is going to be located here doing his job with the giant, right? So now we've come into the very first phase. This is one of the beginning phases, easy phase that you guys should know. All you gotta do is rotate around clockwise, and the good thing about this is when you're in this actual raid, as you can gonna see in a moment, these 2 actual positions are gonna swap. So the kind of beautiful thing about this whole mechanic is you might be fighting this Necro Giant, but it's gonna make you move across here and get into position ready. So when the Necro Giant teleports at the end of the move, you're going to be in position. And you can see all of this information, again, up at the top of the screen. So this is your little bar for your ability. It had about 5 seconds left to go there. And just like this, it should drop down and they've switched positions. So we're in a nice, very cool position here. And we can see the end, like the Necro Giant getting closer. And it took a tiny bit of damage there. And straight away, you can see I move out of the range of the AoE and get into a better position. And this is what you guys need to do when you are fighting raid behemoths in general. Reposition and be prepared to reposition. A really good tactic that you can see I'm doing is I'm targeting here already to move. So when this move comes out, which it does, I am now already prepared to move. And we're going to freeze frame here, because this is a really good ability to talk about, because some people have troubles dodging obviously all of these little balls that are obviously dotted all around here, and they're going to move almost like that DVD screen, as you guys know, try to hit around the corner. Who knows where it's going to land. But what I personally do is actually walk between this red line. So I actually go between this red line and I keep moving left to right and left to right. And the reason why I'm doing that is for 2 things. It's easy to dodge the balls like that. And one of the raid mechanics in the Elite Necro Giant raid, which I haven't mentioned yet so far, is the fact that if you target this Necro Giant with any attacks, you are starting to take some damage back, which is not very good, right? We don't want to do that. Another mechanic in Season 2, which you might have noticed a little bit different compared to the original one, is when these two giants are actually linked. So if these two here are linked together and that big beam is on them, guess what? They're going to start healing. So making sure these two are actually far away as, you know, as part is one of the most important things in this raid. If you see them starting to heal for too long, honestly, it's just going to be a hard reset, which you're going to see basically happen in this raid. So nice easy fundamental. You can see me doing what I've just said, moving left and right, making sure I'm dodging these balls. Nice and easy here. Nothing too crazy, guys, nothing too crazy. And what you want to do is just keep now being in the position ready to DPS. So the giant is up here. What we can do is target the giant now if we really wanted to. By doing that, it would allow us basically to start DPSing this Necro Giant. As you can see, I'm in a nice tidy spot here, and you can see the Necro Giant moves away from it and allow me just to stay in position and keep fighting. And that is what raid mechanics mean, guys. When we're talking about position, it's about being aware and sat here ready. These guys wanted to heal. I was the last one to press the heal. I made sure 9 other people wanted to press it, then I did it. In the chat they wanted to heal, that's fine. My personal recommendation is to heal during a different stage, which we're going to showcase in the next version of this raid. So if we go and zoom in, we're going to see we're in the Dark Fire. And the Dark Fire one here, when we just go into a preemptive phase, you can see it's starting to come. And when it's starting to come here, you're going to see these players. So if we go back, you're going to notice, again, this player here and one of these players is going to have a mark that slowly builds around them. And you just want to make sure you are in one of these zones. If you're in one of these zones, you're safe, like you can see. And just make sure, again, you're kind of moving left to right, unless the giant. If you can have the normal giant located here, you can attack the giant and you won't take damage. You only take damage if you attack the Necro Giant. So just remember that in this. So what we're going to do is press play. We're going to skip through and just showcase, look, in the moment, the amount of health they're on. 2 million here, and it's going really, really well. But now it's gone back up to 2.4 million HP. And you can see now, because they're so close, it's gone back up to 2.8 million HP. So it's a very detrimental thing, and we can watch that again by just watching this HP bar now increasing. Look how much, 53,000 per tick, and that is because of that Dark Benediction chain being close enough. So if we skip through, we're going to go to the Dark Fire stage. We basically say, let's just do a reset. So we do a nice little soft reset. It skips through, we hit the failure. We were rank 12 in damage, which is really good. Rank 12, 132,000 with the tier 4 troops there on our screen. So we're doing really good, right? And that is with everything you've seen in the intro with our Perion of Syndrion, Freyga, with the new Night Rock as well, with a massive level 4 Shadow Blades, level 60, all equipped, good to go. So you can see you can pump out damage if you understand how to do these raids. So what we're going to do is go into the actual raid now. This is the raid we won on. This is the one that we killed successfully within the time limit and got the Elite Raid frame. And welcome back, and this is it, the finale, the raid we completed, the Elite Necro Giant of Season 2 that you guys are all going to be experiencing, right? So, if you remember from the beginning of the last section, if you guys have been paying attention and actually willing to learn, you guys should know already there is one mistake on screen. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds on that, and can you figure out what this mistake is? Because you're gonna see this mistake punish me straight away. And that is a very key point there. And it's honestly my position. I am positioned right close up. And this is where I said you do not want to be positioned. You want to be positioned in this nice little tidy zone here, because the tier 5 players located in this top section are going to draw the threat. So you don't have to worry about this actual Necro Giant coming down to the T4 zone. So don't worry about it. So when we press play, you're going to see straight away from 2300 troop count, this giant is actually going to come and swipe me, because I'm actually the nearest target that's a DPS that's not getting taunted by that infantry. So we do lose the tiniest amount. I'm going to say it's only a tiny amount, guys. We heal it back up through our pet anyways. Our war pet we have does that for us. So we're good. We don't have to worry. So we're going into the raid now. And you can see this is where everything comes into line. All the T4 all together here, all shooting forward, and now the big radio blah, blah, blah is here. So we're going to rotate around. We know what we're doing now from that very first raid that you've seen so far. So nice and easy beginning here, and we're just letting it skip through, and now we're coming back into the footage. So we do that first mechanic nice and easy. You shouldn't lose any HP during that section. So now we're going back into the DPS phase. We've got 22 seconds on our Shadow Blades. Very important, because that is going to be so much damage in this raid. Your artifacts, guys, if you don't have a very powerful Shadow Blades, but you're bringing that Bomb Flinger, guess what? It's going to be so much dividends here, because it's 2400 damage instantly without a cooldown. So now, here's a really good sign of it again. You can see it, hopefully, right here. If we pause it just in time, the move is now triggering. So if we look up at the top, the Dark Fire is happening. But what we can see is our friend here is actually got the ring. So we can actually see this is one of the safe zones, and the other safe zones, sadly enough, my big head is kind of hiding it located on this side. So what's going to happen is these two guys are going to come together and make, as you can imagine, one big zone so you can walk in. And this is where I would advise you guys as an alliance to finally pick up your healing stone, because this is the one stage out of all of the stages in the entire raid where you just simply have the time to do it. So as you can see, you guys are going to take damage anyway. You're going to take some damage, that's fine. Walk over to it, as you can see, and we're going to walk over 176,000, and just by walking over even late, we're back up to the maximum it will allow our healing, because obviously it won't allow you to go back to 100%, or do like a 98% you know, troop heal. So there we go, and now we're positioned. So this is what you can see now, what your task is. If you've got the ring, you want to move and grab that healing rock, which is really, really important. But then your job's not over. You need to move your entire alliance over to where the giant is, because that giant is about to switch into the Necro Giant, and you do not have time to waste in this raid, as you're gonna see. So as soon as we come in, you can see we are here. I can see those guys are healing, and I choose to ignore. And the reason why I choose to ignore here is because this is the wrong time to hit that heal stone. We already healed, we're already max heal, and we would have needed that heal potentially in the next phases. So that's why we shouldn't have healed. And again, the guys in the chat do agree at this moment, the officers, right? So this is just a little small mistake, but it doesn't hinder us, because there can be more potential healing stones in this raid. So we got the heal, but I keep DPSing, and that is a very key factor, doing as much damage as you can within the damage windows in this raid. So now we're cooking through, and we're gonna have to start to move again, because we can see in a moment, you can see my mark already there to move away, because that's what you need to be ready for. And here we go, we're in the balls of death, and you can see the timer for 34 seconds. So what I do is move to where we need to be. So I am located now where the Necro Giant is gonna be spawning after this raid, and as you can see, I do some really funky stuff there, guys. I'm just saying. You can call me an NBA player, but I was breaking the absolute ankles of those balls there. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, right? So we did some really nice footwork there. We're waiting, and we're going into the Elite Necro Giant DPS phase. And now you can see this trick in action. So if we zoom it out again, just as a little quick pause before the finale, you can see now my march is actually targeting the giant, meaning I don't take damage and I'm already dealing DPS to the Necro Giant when it does that teleport. So really good little advanced strat there for those players, trying to maximize their DPS while obviously filling all of the mechanics checks in this raid. And you can see here we're doing a phenomenal job. 1.3 million health with only 4 minutes on the timer, and you guys know you need to do this within the 8 minutes. And this is where things do ramp up, and I'm going to pause it for the very last time and let this play out. But when you hit the 4-minute mark, the raid gets harder, and the raid gets harder, as you can see, with this wind style effect. So when we press play, you can see the wind basically is pushing us one way, and we don't want to be pushed that way apart from when we need to go in that direction. So all you need to do is just making sure you are preemptively moving in the right spot. And when you get to this giant, as you can see here, or even the healing stone, you know, you can target the healing stone or target the giant, and you're not going to do anything. You're happy as days, you know. You can just wait it out. It's a nice easy one to dodge and move. And that's it. Here we go. Last couple of minutes. I need to reposition. I'm too close to the Necro Giant. And we're going into the DPS. 1.2 million to go. 5 minutes on the timer here. We are going for the final push. Our artifact now coming out to give us the maximum damage here. 800,000 HP left on the Elite Necro Giant. Now into 700,000. Going down into the 600,000 range. Coming to 500,000. And we've hit the finale of the raid. As you can imagine, this is the final mechanic. Only 700,000 to deal, and you can see during this it is healing, right? It is healing because people are dealing damage to it. So don't deal damage, guys. You're making your hard work, basically you're just burning it. You're burning it, right? But we are in position. We're already DPSing the giant, as you can see, ready for this next raid. I'm going to get hit by the beam, but I personally know I'm going to tank the damage through. And here we go. We're going for the kills. These guys are going for the healing. Who needs to heal when you've got literally 700,000 left to go? We're coming here. The last minute are coming up. 400,000 on our timer here. 300,000 going to the 200,000. We're here. We're all together. The TA family. And just like that, guys, following the orders, boom, killing the Elite Necro Giant raid within the time limit. And more importantly, guys, where did we position? We did even more damage than last time. We hit rank 13, so we lost one position, but 148,000 DPS dealt with tier 4 troops, guys, as a player. So I'm just showcasing this is what you can do if you put your mind to it in this game, and I love it. And we killed the Elite Necro Giant just like that, and we finally got it at the end of the season, which was fine. We won it in no rush. We've been Elite Necro Giant slayers, and we've helped other players get that frame. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on the Elite Necro Giant raid, and you've learned how you can finally master killing this raid behemoth right here in the background and getting that Elite Necro Giant frame. And with all of that, if you thought this was an educational guide and you learned how to finally kill it with this commentary and the beginning gameplay tutorials as well, smash a like, comment, and subscribe. Share it about, guys. Let's be the #1 Call of Dragons content creator, which teaches all of you guys on how to do everything in Call of Dragons. So until then, and until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out, everyone.